So here we are, a new keg. This is Dark Arts, and it's the Surreal Stout by Magic Rock Brewing Company at 6% on the Perfect Draft machine. Let's find out what this tastes like, and I'm going to show you the pour as always. So let's crack on with this only stout here on the Perfect Draft machine. Right, there we go. There's the pour. Obviously just skipped a little bit of it just to show you. Just going to turn some light on here, just 2 seconds. Right, so there we go. I've now got a bit of light on the scene. You can see this Magic Rock Brewing Surreal Stout here on the Perfect Draft. Just poured this where you can see, and I'm going to show you there. It is what it is. I'm coming. It's going to come further in here. Just going to shoot up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to work on my camera angles. Right, so what we've got here. There it is, the Surreal Stout. Look at that. Pitch black, lovely looking head, and it's smooth like Guinness. The head is very tan beigey like Guinness. Although I wouldn't say this pour is as good as a Guinness pour done by a bartender or bowlman. You know, they are the professionals at it. I'm not a professional. So what have we got? Well, it's a real stout. Then I've had this in where have I had this? I've had this in a can, I think it was, or a bottle. I can't remember. It's been that long ago. Can. It was in a can, 330 can. It tasted absolutely brilliant. I mean, this is brewed here in England, in a place called Huddersfield. So that's up north, north where Leeds is and all that type of stuff. They're like Chuck, you know, or Cumbria. We come from Cumbria, something like that. Yeah, so this is from Huddersfield. Craft beer or craft stout, and yeah, I love this. It was when I first tried it, loved it, fell in love with it. The flavours were great. The stout itself was, I thought, pretty well made. However, we're going to put a downer on this now. So get ready for your sad emojis, because they are now cancelling this on the Perfect Draft. This will be no longer available on the Perfect Draft. So bad times, I know. I don't get why, because it's the only stout you can buy, or was the only stout that you can buy on the Perfect Draft. I don't get it. Is it because it wasn't selling? Is it because they've had a deal with the company and Magic Rock are saying, well, we don't want to ship this out to you on the Perfect Draft anymore? Who knows? I really don't know what the situation is. But I'm a little bit gutted, because in cans this is amazing stuff. So here I am sampling this now for you on the Perfect Draft to see what the difference is between the can and the Perfect Draft. You can see now the head has settled. Looking good. It's looking rather sexy. Bit of lacing around there. Let's crack on with the aromas, and then I'll tell you what I think. But again, I hope that Perfect Draft release another stout, whether it'll be similar to this, whether they may get rid of stouts altogether, I don't know. But as I say, comparing this to a beer, I've always had beer off this machine, so to compare a stout against a beer on this machine would be, to me, quite different. You know, I'd like to see the two differences between them and to see what I prefer. Potentially, the Perfect Draft, let's be honest, has to cater for stout lovers. Yeah, we're not all beer lovers. There are people that like a stout, me included. I like a good stout, especially Russian Imperials, or you know, an Imperial in general. But hey, beggars can't be choosers at this rate. And they have a fantastic selection here on the Perfect Draft. Over 50 different kegs to choose from. I'm still working my way through them, so don't judge me. I'll get there. But in the meantime, I'm here with the stout, so let's do this. Let's see what we can get. Yeah, chocolate, a nutty aroma. I'm gonna put this out. It's gonna sound weird, but like a coffee cream, almost coffee whitener as well. Do you know what I mean? Coffee whitener. That smell. Yeah, it smells good. To the taste. Cheers, everyone, and let's mark a sad day in history for the final stout, and the only stout on the perfect draft. We have a moment of silence, please. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, let's crack on. Do you know what? He says, losing his voice. Do you know what? That is just as good as the can. That really is just as good as the can. I don't see much difference between perfect draft here and the can version of this. If I'm being picky, not only is this head more flavour, it's got a nice texture to it compared to the can. The can was good, but this is still good. But for me, this has just got a little bit more on the texture of the head. So flavour wise, what have we got then? Well, you've got the usual, you've got your chocolates, you've got your malts, and there is a bitterness towards the end on the tongue. You know, there's that head that delivers a frothy creaminess, and it almost feels a bit lactosey. I don't know if there's lactose in this, but there is that little bit of a lactosey feel to it. There's a great amount of hazelnut and chopped nuts to this, and I like that nutty taste. Just gives it a different flavour to a stout, because most stouts, you know, have the basic ingredients, but this just pushes it a little bit more. See the lacing all the way around. The mouthfeel then for this compared to the can, there is not much difference, except this is probably a hell of a lot cooler and a lot more smoother, but generally there is no difference on taste, and I find it really bizarre, because normally when I do these reviews, the perfect draft always just has the edge. You know, there's always a massive difference. It's like you buy a bottle of Budweiser and then you have Budweiser on the tap. It's going to taste better in your local bar, isn't it? Because it's cooler, something about it, you know, more flavours develop. When you buy it at home, it's just Budweiser. It's nice, but it's nothing special. And this is completely different. This is very much 1 point, maybe 2 points in the favour of the perfect draft, because the flavours and the tastes are exactly the same as you would get in a can. There's no different differences in this, as I said, is the mouthfeel and just the head, and that is it. The aftertaste, more chocolate, chopped hazelnuts, and bitter. But honestly, if you can't afford the perfect draft here and you can't afford the kegs, there ain't really much different in buying it in a can. So yeah, my advice to you is, if you don't have the machine, at least buy it in a can, because I'll tell you now, there's not much difference. However, it's nice and I still like it. I don't care if it's on the perfect draft, I don't care if it's in a can, I don't care if it's in a bottle. It's still a fantastic stout and I like it. I'm just sad to see that this is going to be, you know, getting the chop. Can't believe it. I don't know why. A little bit disappointed, because you know, it's the only stout, and you know, who knows? Maybe the perfect draft team are coming out with bigger and better stouts than this, or maybe they're just sticking to beer. I don't know. And for those that don't know, there also is a cider available on this machine. Also, I'm not into ciders, but hey, you know, I'd like to see that one get the axe and this to stay. But hey, I'm not a director. I can't control what happens. But all I know is this is a good brew. It's good, chocolatey, hazelnutty. So thanks for watching. Check out my playlist when you can see more of these perfect draft reviews. And if you get bored, you can see my bloopers as well, where there's loads of outtakes of when I do these, you know, the things that go wrong. So yeah, you can have yourself a good laugh on that. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, why don't I challenge you to go and share it? And why don't you tag me in it, #RukusBeer, and give that thumbs up if you're not so confident on sharing the video. And we'll see how many of you enjoy this review. But thanks for watching, and always, I want to see those comments coming. What do you think about getting rid of the only stout? Are you happy? Are you angry? Or are you just sitting on the fence? I'd like to hear it.